Hello FPL fans and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are talking about the FPL Game Week 10 knee-jerk reaction. This is essentially where we look at the most transferred in and most transferred out players for this game week and make a recommendation as to whether or not you guys should go with the crowd and bring them into the squads or release them from your teams. And just before we get into the video, please consider getting subscribed to the channel to show the support, as that would be much appreciated. And also don't forget to check out our Patreon, where you can see some early team reveals and some overall behind the scenes content. All the details and links to that are in the description down below. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So taking a look at the most transferred in players ahead of Game Week 10, it's Ben Chilwell from Chelsea. He has had a total of 24,000 transfers in this game week, making him the most popular player to bring into the Game Week 10 squads. He scored 7 points in Game Week 9 as he got himself a clean sheet against Newcastle, which totals his score to 48 points for the season, making him the second highest scoring defender after just playing 6 game weeks so far. He is coming in at £6 million, which has seen an increase of 0.5 million since the start of the season, and his ownership has increased quite a lot over the last few weeks, as he is now the most owned defender in FPL with a 30.8% ownership. This is justified though, as he has a number 1 ICT index ranking for defenders, and after compiling 2 goals, 2 assists and 4 clean sheets in just 6 games, this means he has not blanked so far. He would be a great transfer in this week, as Chelsea have a very solid defence and Chilwell is looking very attacking as he is getting many touches in the opposition's box. His next fixtures include Tottenham, Leeds, Everton and Wolves, which aren't looking the best for those clean sheets for Chelsea, but we do know that Ben Chilwell constantly provides those consistent attacking returns. So now moving on to the second player on the list, it's Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes is a close second for the most transferred in player this game week, as he had a total of 23,000 transfers in for Game Week 10. He scored himself 11 points in Game Week 9 as he converted another penalty against West Brom. He also picked up a cheeky 3 bonus points, which allowed him to pick up the 11 points for Game Week 9, making him the king of the game week so far. He scored a total of 64 points this season, making him the third highest scoring midfielder in FPL. He's coming in at £10.7 million, which has seen an increase of 0.2 million over the last 2 weeks or so, and with a 34.8% ownership, this has increased by 12% since Game Week 8. It is justified though, as FPL managers are bringing him into the squads because of his 6 goals and 3 assists this season and his consistent form, meaning he will be a great transfer in this week, as he is creating so many big chances for Manchester United and has some very good upcoming fixtures, which include Southampton, West Ham, Manchester City and Sheffield United. Now having a look at the third most popular player to bring into the squads for Game Week 10, it's Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy had a total of 18,000 transfers in this game week. He scored 4 points in Game Week 8 and has not currently played in Game Week 9, but he has scored a total of 59 points this season, making him the second highest scoring forward in FPL. He's coming in at £10.1 million, which has seen an increase of 0.1 million since the start of the season. He only has a 23.9% ownership, and for being the second highest scoring forward in FPL, I would say this is quite an under-owned option. He has compiled 8 goals and 2 assists this season, and would be an overall good transfer in, as he has had the most big chances amongst forwards in the last 4 weeks, and he is a good alternative to Kane to free up some cash, and with the strong upcoming fixtures of Liverpool, Fulham, Sheffield and Brighton, he could be a very good one to consider to bring into the Game Week 10 squads. So now moving on to the most transferred out players ahead of Game Week 10, it's Mo Salah. He has had a total of 34,000 transfers out this game week, making him the second most popular player to depart the squads ahead of Game Week 10. This is obviously due to his illness. He is expected back in Game Week 10. Obviously, since he didn't play Game Week 9, in Game Week 8 he compiled 9 points. This means he's totaled his score to 67 points for the season, making him the second highest scoring midfielder in FPL. He's now priced at only £12.2 million, which has seen a decrease of 0.2 this game week alone, and his ownership has dropped from about 46% to just 28.3%. This season he has compiled 8 goals and 1 assist, and has provided very good consistency for his owners. Overall, I would say he's a bad transfer out, as he is going to be coming back from illness in Game Week 10 anyway, and with his great upcoming fixtures, there's really no need to transfer him out now, as if you wanted to move him out of the squads, it would have been a good opportunity to do so before the deadline for this game week. Speaking of his fixtures, his next 4 include Brighton, Wolves, Fulham and Tottenham, which are all games which look likely for Salah to get some more attacking returns. Moving on to the next transfer out, it's Tariq Lamptey. He has had a total of 17,000 transfers out this game week, making him the 4th most popular player to depart the squads. He scored -1 points in game week 9 as he got himself a red card. This totals his score to 28 points for the season. He is coming in at £4.8 million, but this price is obviously going to be expected to drop over the upcoming weeks. He only has a 12.8% ownership, and I personally believe he will be a bad transfer out, as he will miss game week 10, but they are playing Liverpool, so he's probably a bench option anyway if you do own him. And with his good upcoming fixtures after that game against Liverpool, he would be one just to keep in the squads and bench him for game week 10, and then have him in for the next 4, which include Southampton, Leicester, Fulham and Sheffield. So now moving on to the third and final player on the transfers out list, it's Jorginho from Chelsea. He had a total of 14,000 transfers out this game week, making him the 4th most popular player to depart the squads ahead of game week 10. He didn't manage any points in game week 9 as he was benched for the fixture against Newcastle. He's coming in at £5.2 million with just a 10.2% ownership. Overall, I think he'd be a good transfer out, as his price will probably decrease over the coming weeks, and because he is a rotation risk now that the full Chelsea team is back, fit and firing, I don't think he's going to be getting that much game time in the upcoming fixtures. Speaking of his upcoming fixtures, these include Tottenham, Leeds, Everton and Wolves, which aren't necessarily looking like the easiest fixtures anyway, so Jorginho is definitely one to steer clear of. So that's all we've got for today for the FPL Game Week 10 knee-jerk reaction. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider getting subscribed to show the support for the channel. Also leave a like if you enjoyed what you saw here. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.